Well, hello everyone, and welcome once again to this amazing program that I do called Ignite with Sandy, where I bring on women from different parts of the world, different walks of life, who share their stories, their challenges, their triumphs, and so much more. And in listening to them, we get inspired to do something with our life. We get inspired to have the courage to step forward and do what we believe in, what we believe should be the way we want to live our life. Because at the end of the day, it's only us who decides what we should do. Don't you think so? So, my guest today is truly a special individual. And when I met her a couple of years ago, I did a story on her. And then we reconnected. And at that time, I was doing Ignite with Sandy. And I said, oh, I have to bring this lady on. She is just absolutely phenomenal. Because you know what? She will ignite the neurons in your brain. She will s- put in so much spark in your mind that you say, oh, wow, this is absolutely awesome. This is something that I've only read about, and now I'm listening to somebody who has had this amazing journey. So, you know what? Life is about choices, life is about challenges. And my guest today has the attitude, the belief, the courage, and the determination to live life on her terms, on her choices. And you know, when you listen to that, you wonder, what have I been doing with my life? Because that's what I thought. And so, as you know, I never introduce my guest. I always get my guests to introduce themselves. So I'm going to bring on my charming guest and request her to introduce herself. So there we have it, this wonderful, charming lady. So could you please introduce yourself and tell our guests what exactly do you do now?
Hello everyone, I'm Naina Menon. I'm a 35-year-old trans woman from India. I am presently a private pilot's license holder. Professionally, I'm a writer, and academically, I'm an engineer. Um, I have had a roller coaster of a journey, changing from changing into different jobs, different uniforms, and I think that has helped me become what I am today. Being a pilot was always a dream for me, and presently I'm not employed as a pilot, but I am a private pilot license holder, and slowly and steadily I'm going there to get my commercial pilot's license, and I'm happily and legally changed into transitioned into a woman now, and that is the biggest achievement that I've achieved till now in my life.
So, congratulations on that, Nana, that you made the complete transition, not only on the physical side, but also on the legal side. So, just for our clients and the people that are listening to us to know a little bit more, would you please share your journey, which goes back to when you were in school? Because I think it's one of the most amazing stories that I've heard for a very long time. So, could you please share with us how did this journey start where you thought about or you felt that perhaps you were in the wrong body?
Uh, when I was in school, I think I was 8 years old or something. That's the first time when I felt an attraction towards women's clothes, and that's the first time when I started questioning myself why I couldn't grow my hair long, why I couldn't play with Barbie dolls, why I couldn't wear the beautiful frock that my friend always wears. Um, so I checked out my mother's wardrobe, and there was a beautiful dress lying in there, which I had been eyeing on since a very long time, I guess a few months or something. And the moment I got a chance, I pounced on it. Uh, my parents were not home, and I dolled up in that beautiful frock, um, and I was roaming around inside the house. Although it was for a very short time, but it was full of happiness, and I felt content after that session. And after uh, after changing back into my boy clothes, I still wanted. I was feeling that I should have had more time with that dress. This thing continued for a year or something, and I used to dress up in that frock probably once in a month or fortnightly. So school went like this. I went. School went by in dilemma, complete dilemma. That I don't know why I'm liking to do this. Why I have an inclination towards this, and what is the purpose of my life? I used to think on those lines. By 11th class, 11th and 12th, that is the higher secondary school. That's when I started exploring more. I started saving my pocket money and buying some beautiful velvet fabric salwar kameez. I was caught by my parents, and I was caught by my parents hiding this stuff in my almirah. It was not a, a good ending to that uh, nightmare, actually. Then somehow my parents shrugged off this thing, that it's probably a passing phase, and this is nothing serious. And even I didn't want to get involved into um, doctors and being a patient, or being looked down upon as a carrier of a disease. So I also kept it under the wraps, and I reached college. College is something wherein I explored a lot of me. Internet had started booming in, and social media was really starting to come up, like Orkut, and later on Facebook. So there were a lot of chat rooms where I used to name myself as a girl, and enter the chat room and chat with people as a girl. And I never understood why I wanted to do this, but internet actually uh, brought a lot of answers to my questions. I finally got to know that I'm not alone, and there are millions of people like me out there who were actually uh, have struggling to identify themselves into a certain category or into a certain gender. All the gender categories and all later on started coming uh, towards the after maybe 10 years or something, but still there was an idea about it. And that's how I think my journey to womanhood started.
Okay, so while you were at university, you were obviously in a boys' hostel, right? So, being amongst the boys and, boys having girlfriends and all of that, it was always obviously expected that you'll also have somebody, or, you'll do all the boy things. So, was that a bit of a challenge for you? Or were you a loner, sort of kept to yourself? How did your college journey go while you were in this mode of discovery?
I have always been a loner actually since childhood, and I would actually call loners to be happier people. I don't know why. I'm a very happy person, and I like doing things alone. I like watching movies alone. I like traveling alone. I like my space actually. So I think in college, yes, I shared my room with another guy, and he was a senior of mine, and he was one of the most decent guys that I had ever met. In college, I still didn't know anything about my sexuality. So I was still a virgin, and I was a virgin throughout my college. So I never ventured into my sexual desires or the sexual front, I would say. I was more into finding out my gender. So gender and sexual things are both different, and I think I never faced an issue. Although the dilemma was always there that if others are going out with girls, why can't I go out? I did go out with girls. There were many girlfriends that I had, but re- but relationships were very limited, I would say, and relationships were mainly limited to mental support, not physical.
Okay, so when you were in university, did you have the opportunity to actually dress up like a girl, maybe try out new things, long hair, because obviously you couldn't grow your hair, but maybe wearing a wig, or because you had a little more freedom in college, parents were not there checking on your wardrobe. So were you able to experiment a little bit more about, how it would be like to dress like a female, have long hair?
Yes, I did try. I would like to bring out an instance from my college life. Um, uh, I had told you about Orkut, right? Orkut and Facebook, and where I used to meet people who admired people like me. So the people like me were actually called cross dressers at that time, and that is the only thing I knew about myself at that time. I didn't know about trans women, transgender, or trans man. These terms were uh, not there at that time, or probably I was not exposed to them. So one of the cross-dresser admirers, like these are people who admire cross-dressers, like to spend time with them. So it's like a CD admirer actually invited me for drinks one night, and I had made it very clear that we'll not indulge in physical things. He was pretty fine with it. He just wanted a pretty girl probably around, and I was there. I didn't know how to do makeup, but this guy got me some good dresses, got me a wig, got me some basic makeup stuff. So I think that was the first time I actually transitioned into a woman maybe. But yeah, wasn't looking that good. I wasn't looking good at all. But yeah, that sense of satisfaction was there. So yes, I was able to explore a lot in college.
Yes, that's actually that sort of gave you freedom to experiment a little bit more and find out something more. But when you graduated from university, uh, you got yourself a job, correct? And what kind of job was that?
I did my engineering in college. I was a mechanical engineer, and I was placed in four companies from my campus placement. And the best company that I was selected in was a dream company for uh, most of the people in the college. It was a gaming company, and we used to make games. We make international games, and uh, the the most famous games on PlayStation, on Xbox, are made by were made by us. So I was a quality analyst tester, QA tester, and I used to test the games. It was a very challenging job, and it was very satisfying too. I used to get a lot of time on weekends, and there was a lot of freedom in that job.
Okay, so obviously you got a dream job in a dream company, and it was, as you said, one of the top companies when it came to organizing games. So at this stage, while you were still sort of battling in your mind about what you should be, how you should be, etc. Uh, did it strike you that perhaps you should share this with your family, or did you feel that this was something that was very personal to you? And also, when did the thoughts come when you wanted to actually go into the whole process of transitioning into a female?
Okay. I wanted to share with my family about this. I actually came up with a lot of instances where I could feel that I will never get a positive response from my family, because we used to go out, we used to see people from the third gender, and my parents were very conservative. And when I came out to them in 2016, their reaction was as expected, and it was an extreme step for me, and an extreme decision for them to stay away from me. During my work, I used to, again, I got a lot of freedom. I got a place of my own. I had no disturbance from people. I could dress up whenever I wanted to. I could doll up. I could do makeup. I could probably sleep in a nightie. um, I had all the freedom to wear lingerie. So it was like I could actually explore my feminine side a lot when I was working. I had no issues of, I had no financial issues. I could buy whatever clothes I wanted to. Um, I also started venturing out on parties, gay parties, LGBT parties, where no one would judge me, where I could freely flaunt a short skirt or uh, maybe a dress, and still I wouldn't be judged. And that's when I realized that I was my best when I used to be a girl, and I used to do things best when I used to be a girl. I used to think the best, like the best of my decisions used to come when I was dressed up as a girl, when I used to think like a girl, when I used to I used to not stop myself from being myself. And I found out that I was actually eating up a lot of energies in trying to, hide this thing from the world, and trying to hide my feminine side from the world. And this was actually eating up a lot of energy and time. I think I wasn't ready to live my life like that.
Yeah, I know. During this time when you were experimenting, finding out more about your what made you happy, what made you feel like living, and enjoying yourself, enjoying your life, what kind of a support system did you find, and from who?
I had very less support system, I would say, but yeah, I had some friends in the initial stages, I would say. A few friends, but even they had their own lives, and the community wasn't as strong as it is now. So I uh, took all my steps on my own, actually. But yeah, a few years back, I think when I started achieving things, when I started coming up in news, coming up in uh, papers and all, I think that's when a lot of people, extended support to me. But I would say in my initial stage, there were very few people who would have actually supported me. And because everyone has a family, everyone has their own life, it is very difficult for someone to support anyone.
Quite
So that's the
true.
practical thing in the world.
Yes, and this is the path where you had to walk by yourself, because
Yeah.
a lot of decisions that you were going to make had to be made by you. So, do you feel that maybe meeting a psychologist or a psychiatrist or something would have been useful to you?
I did meet two psychiatrists um, when I was working, and both of them are told that I'm crazy and I should be on medication to be a guy again. So I that's when I stopped having faith in them. In 2017 or 18, I met because I actually had to meet a psychiatrist. I had to have two sessions and two certificates from psychiatrists, two different psychiatrists for me to start hormone replacement therapy (HRT). That's before the six reassignment surgery. So for this certificate, I had to actually go through two sessions, 3 4 sessions with two psychiatrists, one by one, and get two certificates. So that went on pretty well. I guess they were pretty screwed up with the present situation in the community. I was probably not the first one to go to them, so it was pretty much fine.
Okay, so when you made this decision to go ahead, with whatever replacement therapies and surgeries and all of this, uh, how did you pay for it? Were your parents supportive? Did they give you anything, or how did you manage? Because I'm sure it must have been expensive.
Uh, if I say my parents didn't give me anything, I would be actually very wrong. My parents, when I was a boy, they used to keep on giving me money. They used to keep on paying for my education and all. So yeah, I think part of me, which is made today, is because of them. And yeah, about my transitioning, I had saved quite a bit of money during my dream job run, and I was very much focused in investment and saving money in the start itself. For the first 6 months of the job, I think I must have spent a lot of money on clothes on and everything. But I think 6 months was the cutoff time that I had given myself. That after this 6 months, I would start saving and spend more carefully, and that's what I did. I saved good amount of money for 6 years, and that money is still there and is still helping me out in times of need.
I think that's one of the best things that you said, because I'm all about financial planning and whatever else, and living a good life but not splurging. And I think you were very clear in your objectives, which a lot of people are not. You were clear in your objective about what you needed to do, how it was to be done. So before you actually took these very final steps, did you do a lot of research? Was there a lot of doubts in your mind, like, should I do this? Once I do it, it'll going to be permanent. There's no going back. Were there any doubts that you had at that time before you actually committed and went ahead?
Uh, I I did a lot of Google research. I would say I did talk to a lot of people. I went through interviews and um, blogs of various people from the community, and I think that's what helped me take the plunge. And yeah, I was very much sure towards the end that I want to go ahead with it because I was fed up of living a lie, and that was really eating up a lot of energy, and I couldn't focus in my life.
Very, very true. A lot of us, not obviously they may not be in your particular situation, but many of the people that I know, and I'm sure you know, and all those who are listening also know, or could be one of them, is many people live a lie for whatever reason, and they sort of they're delusional about what's happening around them, what's happening to them, what they are doing, and they continue in that particular way, not knowing what to do. And here you are having to make this massive change, irreversible change. And I'm sure you must have had some doubts along the way, but I think I have to compliment you on being so single minded in what you wanted, because I think in your heart, in your mind, you knew that this is what would make you happy, although it was such a major step. So, what I'd like to ask you is this. Once you went through this process and procedure, obviously it must have been some time before you could, come back on stream to work and other things. So, was there a time when you felt that in this period of recovery, of finding your new self, your new being, that you required support? Just somebody to be there for you, and were you able to get that?
Lot many times I've actually felt of having some support, uh, of maybe having someone to listen to you. Yes, I have been able to receive that kind of support through a lot of friends who have actually become family. Lot of sisters, lot of mothers who have given me support, but these things actually came to me very late. I think had I got the support probably um, just after college, I think I would have been able to achieve a lot more in life. I feel I'm aging very quickly, and time is just passing by. So I have been lucky to have gotten support at a very late stage, but yes, I was able to get it.
So moving forward, so we are now fast forward, and I believe that you've decided not to really have a job and in a company, because now you feel you would like to explore your talents and find out what else is possible. So what are you doing right now besides, of course, going in for your flying?
I'm presently a full time freelance content writer and a host writer. So, this is my full time job after leaving my IT field job. And also, there are a lot of things involved in flying that I do. I teach a lot of students regarding the ground subjects, the students who are undergoing their baby steps towards students pilot's license or private pilot's license. So I teach these people. I teach not as a job. I teach the third gender many subjects like computer science, English, uh, for their betterment, and I also help them take exams and all.
So now I want to ask you this question. You are now officially female, right? So how did that happen? Uh, uh, because a lot of people don't really know much about the what the government has done, etc., etc. So could you just share with us how it was possible for you to decide and to choose who you wanted to be?
Firstly, it's a very easy process. What I did was I hired a lawyer, and the process is very simple. It's given in Google. So if someone wants to try, they can find out what are the basic steps I had to actually go to the court to declare myself as a woman. And when I had done this, the new rules hadn't come in. So the new rule now is that you don't actually have to undergo a proper sex change, gender change, to declare yourself as a woman. So a psychiatrist can actually give you in writing that you are suffering from gender dysphoria, and with that as a base, there are a lot of steps involved. You have to actually go through a lot of steps. You have to get your name and gender change um, advertisement on a paper. Also, there are two local newspapers that you have to submit it. So the process is vicious, I would say, but it is an easy process. It's not that tough. So once you get a lawyer, once you get the affidavit, once you're done with the psychiatrist wala certificate, then you get the newspaper thing done, and after that you get your Aadhaar card changed. So these are the things which happens for the gender change and the name change. Then after this you have to go for, once your name change and gender change has happened in your Aadhaar card, that is the unique identification number, national number or something. Once this is done, you can apply for change of name and gender in your academic certificates. And after this, you have to start applying for your PAN card and your bank account. So my PAN card and bank account is pending. That is there's one more step which is there, which I missed out because I'm not focused into getting that changed at the very right moment, because I have a lot many other things to do in life which are pending, so this can wait. So there's one more thing that is involved to get the PAN and the bank account changed. So that's about it. It's not a big, it's not a tough thing. It's an easy thing.
Yeah, it's just a lot, involves a lot of paperwork and a lot of follow up and whatever else in true Indian style. So, coming to where you are now, you have got your first license, I think, right? So, getting into flying school as a female or any of that, was there any kind of a challenge for you, or it was, yes, okay, this is you want to fly? Okay, go and fly.
Uh, I don't know if you know about it. Till last year, trans people weren't allowed to fly. Trans people weren't allowed to apply for license because there were medical issues related to it, and a doctor couldn't give us a medical approval, since we are on hormones throughout our life. So that medication thing comes into play, and because of which trans people weren't allowed to fly. So there's a trans man from Kerala, India, who his name is Adam Harry. He actually fought a long legal battle, a lot of petitions and all, and finally last year, I think August or July or August, the government brought in new rules and regulations for trans people in flying, and because of that, I was actually able to get into this thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to. And yeah, of course, at the flying school, I did feel people looking at me and wondering how come this person is here. But it's always like this, that you have to actually prove it to people so that they get to know your capabilities, and then they start respecting you.
Yeah. So, Naina, you said you are registered now as female, right? So, why did this trans thing come in? Because you are now legally female.
Uh, Biologically, people will know. Like if a medical examination is undergone, uh, people would know that I have undergone a surgery, and I am taking hormones. And taking hormones is a lifelong process, because my body cannot generate the amount of estrogen that a woman's body generates. So estrogen is something that I have to continuously take, and taking estrogen supplements every day means I am taking medicines. And if I'm taking medicines, that wasn't coming in conjunction with the rules and regulations for flying.
Okay, it's pretty technical, and I'm sure that you're handling it all very well. So, then from here onwards, considering that you're spending so much time and effort and money to get your license, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years? What is the path that you have chosen for yourself?
Frankly speaking, I don't know where I see myself 5 or 10 years later, because it is just that I always believe in the fact that my best is yet to come. And I really didn't know that I would be flying aircrafts a year back, probably. I didn't know, and I had no clue about it. It is just that I'm a person who gets bored very easily. Might so happen that I leave flying and I probably go and do something else. It is just that I do whatever gives me a kick. So I don't know what I'll do next.
Well, that's a pretty honest answer because people, guests that I've interviewed will suddenly come up. Oh yes, in so and so time I'll do this, and then I've got this, and it doesn't always pan out, because you can have all these best laid plans, and something else could happen, or another opportunity that you don't even know about right now could just pop up. So I think, to have that open mind and say, yes, come along, let's see what else life has for me. How else can I enjoy myself? I think that's an important part. So now we were coming to the end of our interview. So uh, as a person who has handled challenges that other people cannot even dream about and can never experience, but you have been so, should I say, stable in how you've handled it. So, people who are going through different issues in life may not be as challenging as yours, but what simple advice can you give them that they can actually look forward to doing something different in their life, bringing about a change that will make them feel better?
Okay. uh, for people from my community, I would say that give all your focus onto studies. Uh, get a graduate degree, learn skills, improve your skills, see what's there, what's the requirement of the market at the moment. Study whatever you want to, like whatever interests you, whatever you feel you can probably do well in that field. Do that. And once you have gotten a job or you're settled down, once your finances are good, once you have a financial backup, I think you can do anything in your life. Who is going to stop you from doing anything? It's your life, your money, your house. Will anyone have a say on it? No one. You can do whatever you want to, but make yourself so able that you can support yourself without the need of any help from anyone. I think most of the things which I've said for my community, I think others can also, think on these lines to be independent first and then think about uh, doing what they want in life. Yeah, but life is very short. Like you don't know when life is gonna end, and enjoyment must be there. People should enjoy their lives. People should lead a happy life.
That's so true, no matter which, where you are, what you're doing, I think when you should focus on yourself. So, Nano, I've noticed a lot from your photographs and the social media. You're quite the dresser. You enjoy dressing. So, when you were experimenting with all these things, I think you love wearing saris, if I'm not mistaken, and you do enjoy putting makeup. And I have to say, you've done a pretty good job from what I can see now. So, did you go for makeup classes? Or did you study on the net, on social media, how to apply makeup, how to look a better version of yourself?
I did a lot of I did a lot of trial and error during the times when I was exploring myself way back in 2014, 15, 16. That's a time when I used to go to many beauty parlors, salons. I used to call them up and ask if they could do a makeover for me, if they could if they could turn me into a woman. I have a wig, and I have clothes. Can you give me this kind of look or something like that? And that's when they used to give me different kind of makeovers one by one. Like once in a week I used to go, or probably once in a month, or once in 40, 45 days. So that's how I used to see, okay, so this person is using primer first, and then they are, or the person is cleaning the face with what do you call that? There's something. I am very absent-minded these days. I'm forgetful of words. So yeah, primer, concealer, foundation, color corrector. So all these things came to my head when I went to parlors and salons, and I used to follow a lot of YouTube videos wherein people used to give out their makeup ideas, how they used to do their makeup, uh, and I happened to be part of uh, be participating in a few pageants wherein I learned a lot of stuff, and I think this is where I learned how to do makeup seriously.
Well, I think that's absolutely wonderful, finding out what to do, where to go, something that was something new. So, Nena, thank you so much on behalf of Ignite with Sandy and the Celestia magazine for being so open and so forthcoming in sharing your story. It's very powerful, and I know that you're going to do wonders with your life because you have an amazing attitude. So never ever give up and always follow your heart because I think that's exactly what you're doing. So, irrespective of what people say or what circumstances are, don't let it bother you. Just go on ahead because that I think has been your motto all along and it has served you very well. So, take care and God bless.
Thank you so much. I really love talking to you, and this was actually in the pipeline since a very long time, and I'm glad we were able to do it. I'm really
Totally,
happy that
totally.
it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much. So there you have it, this wonderful individual who decided very early on that she was going to be what she wanted to be, and nothing was going to stop her. So, what I learned from this is take steps on your own. That's what she said. Take steps on your own. Don't stop yourself from being yourself. Okay, you are that individual, you are that person who is like nobody else. You are as, what should I say, as special as your fingerprint. Nobody else in the world is there like you, right? And so unless you value yourself, unless you love yourself and you respect yourself, you're never going to be happy. And Nana has shown us that she went through this journey, she faced the challenges, she faced so many emotional issues with family, etc. But she was very clear. in what she wanted to do. And what I liked a lot, she talked about financial independence. And that I think is the key, because she was able to do that earlier because she was very focused. It was not about splurging, spending. Yes, she did enjoy herself, but she was also very focused on saving. And that I think is a very big thing, because when we talk about women empowerment, we talk about financial independence, because financial independence gives you choices. It gave her the choice to do what she wanted, how she wanted, and when she wanted. So, on that happy note, we sign off from Ignite with Sandy. But remember what you have to do. You're supposed to like this video, you're supposed to subscribe to the Celestia channel, and of course, share this wonderful video with all your friends. So, until next time, take care and bye for now.